Good morning. Here is the news at 10. First, the highlight. Lagos State government signs waste management processing agreement with technical partners. President Tinubu to inaugurate Lagos-Calabar Highway Section 1 on May 31. On the foreign scene, Ghana shuts embassy in United States over alleged visa scandal. And in sport, Blessing Oborodudu set to retire from wrestling late after 2024 National Sports Festival. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. The Lagos State government has signed a waste management and processing concession agreement with technical partners to convert waste into recyclables and rid the state of waste. The concession agreement was signed by the State Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Lawal Pedro S.A.N., and the Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, while Mr. Joseph Xiao Agepong signed on behalf of the company. Speaking at the ceremony, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the agreement was a manifestation of strategy meeting vision to create a win-win collaboration for all the partners. He said Lagos State was ready to learn from the Ghanaian company to reverse the waste menace in the state and create a cleaner environment and thousands of jobs. Governor Sanwo-Olu assured the technical partners of his administration's commitment to the success of the project, as it would provide a long-awaited solution to the state's waste problem.
You can see that yes, the GDP or the population of Lagos far exceeds Accra, but when you see something working and it's working well and it's been proven, even if you're a big lion, humanity will tell you that you should learn and you should learn fast. And so because this is a relationship that we have tested, we have seen, and we're convinced that the skills and the expertise will work here in Lagos. We will not shy from taking up this responsibility.
Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, described the event as a watershed in moving the state from linear system to recycling waste to wealth in the state, noting that modalities have been put in place to ensure successful collaboration with all stakeholders to ensure a cleaner and healthier Lagos.
We generate between 13 and 14,000 tons of waste a day, which is the largest in the sub-region. So today, Mr. Governor, this is the concession agreement to kickstart what we have had conversations on for months.
The technical partner, Executive Chairman Zoom Lion Nigeria, Joseph Xiao Agepong, commended Governor Sanwo-Olu's leadership style while pledging the company's full commitment to the project's completion in 18 months, as agreed in the concession agreement. Our correspondent Adiola Akindele reports that the project is expected to recycle waste and create 5,000 direct and indirect jobs, as well as ensure transfer of technology to Nigerians. Lagos State government has successfully relocated the plank market at Okobaba to Timperville in Agbowa with the provision of 260 units of two-bedroom flats for traders. Special Advisor to the Governor on EGs and Urban Development, Olajide Babatunde, stated this at the ongoing ministerial press briefing at Alausa, Ikeja, to mark the second year of the second term of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration in the office. Babatunde noted that 21 markets, including Digital Village, Abule Egba, Alabama Transnational Market, Belewura, Katangwa, Jankara, Gorodom, are currently undergoing relocation, revitalization, and redevelopment through the Lagos State Urban Renewal Agency, LASURA. According to him, LASURA targets a 50% annual reduction of slums and squatter settlements in Lagos through construction, upgrade or rehabilitation of comprehensive drainage solutions and road networks. The special advisor stated that in the year under review, 140 consultants were certified as state accreditors to start screening of drawings, stage inspection and monitoring of illegal and non-conforming structures to prevent building collapse under the Lagos State Building Control Agency, LASCA.
Every single time that you commence a construction, we are going to issue you a letter of authorization. We are going to follow state certification together with our staff as we are doing it now. And from the 1st of June, with the CAMP agents, which is the certified accreditors, to stage the building until when you finish. When it is done and everybody signs, we'll give you what we call a certificate of completion and fitness for habitation. The implication of this is that even if you have completed your building and you do not have a certificate of fitness for habitation, go back to NAPA.
In the period under review, 8,663 numbers of infractions were detected by LAPSCA on the part of building owners and developers in the state, while 1,136 authorizations to commence construction were issued to building owners and developers that were about starting their building construction, among others. Our correspondent Dele Agadumo quotes the special advisor as saying that Lasura's projection in 2 years include embarking on preparation of regeneration plan for Igbodo slum settlement through an inclusive renewal method and establishing a standard and enduring process for property applicants and regeneration processes, while also introducing 30% rebate for anyone that wants to build green in the state. The Lagos State AIDS Control Agency, LASACA, has reiterated its unwavering commitment to achieving zero HIV birth across the state, marking the 2025 Children's Day with intensified efforts to prevent mother-to-child transmission of HIV. Chief Executive Officer of LASACA, Folakemi Animashao, emphasized the state government's dedication to eradicating HIV transmission from mothers to their children. Animashao noted that through sustained public education, heightened awareness and improved access to essential healthcare services, new HIV infections among infants can be significantly reduced, leading to healthier futures for children in Lagos State. She described the Children's Day celebration as a poignant reminder of the collective responsibility to provide a safe and nurturing environment for every child, stressing that all children have a right to a healthy start in life free from the burden and stigma of HIV. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to protecting the rights, dreams and futures of every Nigerian child as the nation marks the 2025 International Children's Day. In an address to children across the country, the president described them as the pride and future of its great nation, underscoring the government's moral, constitutional and intergenerational duty to ensure their protection, development and safety. President Tinubu highlighted this year's Children's Day theme as Stand Up, Speak Up, Building a Bullying-Free Generation, reflecting the need to foster a culture where every child feels safe, respected and heard, both in physical and digital spaces. He also announced the establishment of a dedicated Department of Nutrition within the Ministry of Women Affairs, an expansion of mother and child hospitals across all geopolitical zones, and a national policy on safety, security, and violence-free schools. President Tinubu reaffirmed the government's commitment to school feeding schemes, the Nutrition 774 program, and the creation of the National Child Wellbeing Index to track progress and accountability nationwide. Now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu is set to inaugurate Section 1 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway on Saturday as part of his working visit to Lagos. The highway, which is one of the flagship infrastructure projects of his administration, will be inaugurated alongside other key developments including the Lekki Deep Seaport Tax Credit Concrete Road, the flag-off of Section 2 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, and the 7th Axial Road. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, said Tinubu will also perform virtual inaugurations of several road projects across northern Nigeria, including the Kano-Kanwa Danja Hadejia Section 2 Road, Yakasai Zali Road, and the Kano Northern Bypass, among others. Ononuga added that the president will be in Lagos from Tuesday to also participate in activities marking the 50th anniversary of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, which he currently chairs. The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has flagged off its 2025 edition of the Driving School Standardization Program, DSSP Proprietors and Instructors Workshop, with a call for greater professionalism and stricter regulation of driver training across Nigeria. FRSC Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed, in his keynote address, said preventing road crashes through education is far more sustainable than enforcement alone. Mohammed, who was represented by the Deputy Corps Marshal Training Chidiebere Nkwanta, noted that driving schools are the first point of contact between road users and safety culture, and no amount of enforcement or emergency response can compensate for poor training. He also warned that some schools are cutting corners and issuing certificates without credible instruction, stressing that such practices undermine FRS's structured licensing framework and endanger public safety. Lagos State Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiemi, who was represented by the General Manager of Lagos State Drivers Institute, Afusat Tiamiu, urged driving schools to see themselves as lifesavers and not just businesses. Oshiemi affirmed the state's commitment to road safety through policy reform, infrastructure support, and continued engagement with stakeholders. Now to foreign news. Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister, Samuel Ablakwa, has announced that the country has temporarily closed its embassy in the United States capital amid an investigation into an alleged visa scam. Ablakwa said the embassy will be shut following the damning findings of an audit team he put together to investigate alleged corruption at the Washington diplomatic mission. According to him, a locally recruited staff member and collaborators were allegedly involved in a fraudulent scheme whereby they extracted money from visa and passport applicants. It is alleged that the scheme consisted of creating an unauthorized link on the embassy's website to redirect visa and passport applicants to a private firm where they were charged extra for multiple services without the knowledge of the foreign ministry. The minister noted that the staff member kept the entire proceeds in their private account, and the scheme had been going on for 5 years, with applicants seeking visas charged unapproved fees ranging from almost $30 to $60 by the private firm. Now, sports. Nigeria's wrestler Blessing Oborodudu is set to retire from wrestling after competing at the 2024 National Sports Festival in Ogun State. This is as Oborodudu will begin her medal quest at the Gateway Games on Tuesday. The wrestling event is slated for the Obafemi Awolowo Civic Center in Ikenne, Ogun State, one of the venues of the National Sports Festival. The 36-year-old made her debut at the sports festival with Ogun State, when Ogun State hosted in 2006. The Nigeria Wrestling Federation, in a statement, said a legend will be saying goodbye to a sport she has contributed immensely to grow through her dedication, passion, and achievements. The Federation also said Oborodudu's name resonates throughout Africa and beyond, evoking strong emotional responses from fans, Nigerian people, and well-wishers. Oborodudu is a 12-time African champion and also became the first Nigerian wrestler to win an Olympic medal. And that is our news at 10. Just before we go, always obey road signs and traffic lights. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration trained 500 unemployed youths in soft skills and job interview program? Can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, try the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Government has signed a waste management and processing concession agreement with technical partners to convert waste into recyclables and rid the state of waste. President Bola Tinubu is set to inaugurate Section 1 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway on Saturday as part of his working visit to Lagos. We also told you that Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister, Samuel Ablakwa, has announced that the country has temporarily closed its embassy in the United States capital amid an investigation into an alleged visa scam. And in sport, Nigeria's wrestler Blessing Oborodudu is set to retire from wrestling after competing at the 2024 National Sports Festival in Ogun State. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Adewale Olumoroku. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.